What's up? My name is Dash, and I'm going to teach you all of the anatomy for the carotid artery, or the carotid system. I don't know what you call it. I'm not a teacher or an actual anything really. I have no credentials to my name, but I know a lot about this because I'm in school for vascular sonography. So I know everything about it. I might get something wrong, but I'm just making this just to, kind of review for myself and just because I thought it'd be entertaining or fun to do. It's like 1 in the morning right now, but there's nothing I want to do more than this right now. So here we go. Okay. I don't really know how to start this, so I'm just going to kind of jump into it. The first thing you probably noticed is this painting of this weird spiky looking guy. And this is Andre from Disco Elysium. He's a young raver. I don't know, he's like 20 something. And he has dreams and aspirations of opening a nightclub at an abandoned church. And when you play Disco Elysium, that's kind of what you're doing, is you're helping him set up a nightclub at an abandoned church. Anyways, he's gonna be my anatomic model, I guess. This is a painting my brother painted for me, and I love it a lot. It's really cool. So the carotid it goes from your heart, and then it kind of goes along your neck, and then it goes to your brain. And so all what we're going to be looking at, it's going to be right here, right in there, along his neck, and then part of it goes to his brain, and then it comes back down. But for our picture, I've got my brother's cat Atlas. I love him a lot. So he's what I wanted to put. I would have made him my heart, but he's too big, so I just thought I'd include a picture because he's really cute. Anyways, so I got this paper here, and I'm going to write through the entire system, and I'm going to label it. But the first part about it is this immediately goes from the heart. And I don't know how to draw a heart except just like a Valentine's heart, so we're just going to do that. So there's the right side of the heart, and then here's the left side of the heart. It looks really bad, but we need to have this this vessel extending off of it, and this is going to be your aortic arch. Aortic arch. Actually, hang on. I'm just gonna. We'll just stick with this. This pin kind of sucks. It's kind of faded, but we'll go with it. And the reason I said this is the left side, even though I'm mixing to the right, is this is all. Imagine he's like facing us, right? So this is going along here, and because it's patient's side, his right is our left or whatever. Anyways, so the heart has a vessel. This is one of the first vessels that enters, and this is the aortic arch. Please tell me this pen works. Okay, we're just gonna use this pen instead, because this thing is faded. Look how much better that looks. And I should make it very clear, I'm not an artist in any way at all. I am absolutely awful at drawing stuff. This already looks horrible. Oh my. Okay, so this is the aortic arch. I don't have good handwriting either. That's not what we're here for. So this is the aortic arch, and this is like the first vessel that your heart's gonna go through. And the aortic arch has 3 kind of like branches. So we're gonna have this first branch here. Also, this is not how it actually looks. I have a picture I'll show you, and we can compare it, but it's not gonna be this long. But just for anatomy's sake. Wow, this does look really bad. I'm already having regrets. Okay, so this is going to be the right brachiocephalic artery, or the innominate. It has 2 names. I would stick with one, but it's a synonym, and sometimes they switch up the words, so you need to know it's either the innominate with an I, or the brachiocephalic. Okay, the brachiocephalic. And then this is where it gets weird, and this is yeah, this is the right side. It comes out a little bit. And then this is going to be your left common carotid. All right, left common carotid. You know, just kind of follows it. Wow, this looks horrible. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing the best I can. And then it has another branch, and it's gonna go like, I don't know if y'all can see that. I've literally had my phone on like a stand. Okay, so it's gonna go along here, and then it's gonna come out. And what I'm trying to show you is, I don't know why, it's just the way human anatomy is, but these, so, okay, going from right to left. This is the left subclavian. This goes to your arm. This is going to bring all your fresh blood flow to your arm, and it's going to branch off and all that. But, see, you can, okay, oh my word, there's so much to explain. This is why I'm not a teacher. So this, this goes to your arm. So you can kind of imagine, like, we're a lot lower right here. We're, like, kind of in here, you know, and it's going to his arm. So then this one is going to go straight up, because this is the carotid, and your carotid's in your neck. And then this one, the innominate is super weird, and it branches off to the subclavian. So this is the right subclavian, and I'm just going to leave it like that. So, and then we're going to label it right subclavian. Oh man, I'm smudging. This pen sucks. And then it's going to have another vessel right here. This guy is your right common carotid. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to put CCA. That's common carotid artery. Okay. And this is your left common carotid artery. And these just kind of extend up along your neck. And then these are going to bifurcate, both of them. So, boop. And this is kind of how I draw a bifurcation. I don't know. I'm not an artist. Okay. I bet Andre would be very proud of me, though. So it does another split, and it's very simple, okay? These two ones, these are the internal, because they're more medial, they're more towards the center of your body, so they're the internal, they're deeper in your body. This is the internal carotid artery. Internal carotid artery, or they just call it ICA. And then this is also the, so this is the right ICA, and this is the left ICA. All right. And then we have these two vessels on the outside. This is going to be your external. To me, this was the easiest vasculature to learn, because it just kind of makes sense. You know, like the external is more outer, the right's more inner. So we have the external carotid artery. It's not common carotid artery, because this throughout here is the common carotid, just until it bifurcates. So that's external carotid artery. And we have, this is right, and then this is left. External carotid artery. So the external carotid arteries, they'll kind of like go towards your face. They supply blood flow to your face. And if you're doing any kind of anatomy scan for your neck, and you have like a stenosis or plaque, like let's say it's all dirtied up in there and blood flow's getting all wonky in the external carotid, they're probably not going to do anything about it, because it just supplies blood to your face. But the internal carotid arteries, these go directly to your head. And if you have any kind of like bad blood flow or anything to your head, you know, it's basically going to kill you. You're going to become like brain dead. You can't get oxygen to your brain. That's very, very bad. But if it's an external carotid artery, like they honestly don't care. And if you're doing protocol, I don't have a protocol with me, but if you're scanning throughout it, we only take like one picture of the external carotid artery. We might take more if we do notice something, but usually there's no reason for a surgical intervention. But if there is something in the inner ones, that may cause alarm. Okay. And this honestly is like pretty much all of it. But there is more thing I want to mention. So both of the subclavian arteries, they have a little bitty, let me check my picture just to make sure. I don't want to tell you wrong. Little bitty thing. And honestly, it's kind of cool. These guys, this little vessel, imagine he's going behind this. And then he comes like up here. And this kind of goes along your spine. This, okay, yeah, see, this should be further up because now this looks kind of weird that this like comes out further up. I hope people's vessels don't look like this, but you never know. So these two vessels I'm making right here are your vertebrals. You have two of them, and they kind of like come off your subclavian, and they go, these both supply 25% of the blood flow to your brain. So this is, I'm gonna say vertebral right here. Vertebral, and that's your left, and this is your right. Or we just say vert. And vertebral is really easy to remember because I think of like, you know, you have your spine has like vertebrae, so it just travels along your vertebrae. So that's 25% of your blood flow, and the other 75% comes from your internal carotid arteries. So, you know, we can imagine these going further up towards the brain. And these guys together are 75%. I really hope someone doesn't use this video to study vascular because this is awful. I hope it's at least entertaining. Okay. So, there's your vertebrals. There's your internal, your external. And then you can kind of, I remember it like the common carotid, it's like the most common, and then it kind of splits. And it's no longer common because now it's these two other guys. And yeah, I think that about covers it. I do want him to take note and make sure you realize that this is all arterial. So this is all going away from the heart. So imagine all this blood flow going away. And there's only, every single person only has one innominate artery, okay? But if you're looking at the vascular system and you're looking at veins, which are coming back towards the heart, you have two brachiocephalic arteries. So it's not split into the left subclavian, the left common carotid. Going back, the corresponding veins, you're going to have two brachiocephalic or two innominate arteries that feed back into like the, I think it's the superior vena cava. And those guys like feed the heart here. See, this is all kind of whack. But, here we go. I'm going to say that's good. And now here is kind of the picture I've been using, just to make sure. But also, this whole top part is completely not included. This is the circle of Willis, which is, this is all like at the base of your brain. I don't scan that. When you're doing carotid, it just goes up to here. And it looked pretty good. Right? Maybe? But, yeah. So, that's all for carotid. That's all you need to know. When you're scanning a carotid, you'll do like a proximate and distal of the common carotid, the internal. You'll do one of the left external, and you'll be getting waveforms the whole time. And then you'll do a picture of the left subclavian and the vertebrals. And it'll be all on one side usually, because sometimes, you know, they may have pain on one side, but if not, you could do both sides. And now, I want to show you this cool painting I made. So this is what a carotid artery is going to look like if you're scanning it and you have color turned on. This is all ultrasound. So this is just anatomy, but for me, I'm learning this anatomy because I'm an ultrasound student. So this is common carotid artery. You can just kind of see there's the vessel. Normally it would just be like completely blank, but this has color on and it can detect, the ultrasound transducer can detect blood flow, and it'll kind of make color so you can prove that there's blood flowing. You know, sometimes you'll find an occluded vessel or something and there'll be nothing. So turn your color on and it basically just shows you, here's that. This is the focus. These are like the depths. I think these are about like a centimeter or something. I don't think this picture is that accurate though. I just kind of made it because I thought it looked cool. And This down here is your Doppler waveform, which is when you'll get a little bitty, like, measurement. You can put a measurement in a vessel, and it'll tell you blood flow. This should have numbers that's like however many centimeters a second that the blood's traveling. And the waveform copies a heartbeat. So this is a low resistant waveform. All of the vasculature in the carotid is low resistant because you don't want any resistance happening in your vessels that are going towards your head. But like in your lower extremities, your arms, your legs, they're going to be high resistant just because it's kind of how they are. But yeah, when you're scanning these boys, because it's going to the brain and it's important it gets to the brain, it all should be low resistance, so it's not resisting the waves. But external is high resistant, I guess because blood flow isn't needed that much at your face, but it is needed at your brain. Anyways, so I'm trying to get a good view of this. So this is like your peak size systolic velocity. This is heart terms. I don't really know the heart. I don't care about the heart. I don't scan the heart. I don't do anything with the heart, but I gotta know that, you know, that's where blood comes from and stuff. So every time the heart beats, boom, it's really high up, and then it kind of slows down, and then boom, there's your next beat. It slows down a little bit, you know, and then boom, and it, you know, it's like a pressure system. Whenever the heart beats, it pushes the blood. The blood just doesn't do that. The heartbeats usually is what moves all the blood in the body. So I think that about covers it for everything carotid artery. I'm at about 15-16 minutes on this, and I don't know, let me know if you have any questions or something. But yeah, this is really fun to do. I really enjoyed doing it, and even though this video is probably gonna suck and no one's gonna watch it, it was still really cool to do. And now, just for my sake, I know this a little better. I don't think anyone needs to know this except for me or my sister, but yeah. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.